no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On second down, it's McCoy. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now here's McCarron on 3rd. Going deep for Benjamin. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And now running right through it. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And not quite sure what just happened there, other than we do know that he spiked the football on 1st. First carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. That's caught inside the 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, 68 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. Hey, that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Janikowski on for the extra point. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. On the return, Clay. He'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Now look at 57.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Shotgun snap for McCarron. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out now come the Seahawks. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pick up there, 26 yards. Wilson now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
Play action. Now Wilson. And he fends him off. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your friend.
Going for the deep ball. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Brandon Marshall, 31 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Well, there was a little extra pressure with that one because it was 3rd down. He didn't care. He snagged it with one hand like it was routine.
The key is to make a play in a tough situation. Doesn't matter how, and in this case, one-handed gets it done. Terrific play for us to watch.
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
And what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other.
LaShawn McCoy off to the races. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play here for the Bills. 51 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
McCarron. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will set up. Shot at their own 41-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. If you get careless with the football, look out.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The defensive tackle, Kyle Williams, there for the stop. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
That boy's got 4 down. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league. Had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
And he listened to it.
And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. Jeremy Curley, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bills cut into that lead.
Well, that was not quite the holy roller, partner. That was San Diego, Oakland. You might remember that in 1978, right? Kenny Stabler, forward fumble. Dave Casper falls on the end zone. Oakland beats him on the last play of the game. But that was a live football. And what a nice job he did to fall into the end zone. And yes, indeed, folks, That's a touchdown.
By the way, John Madden was coaching in that Holy Roller game, wasn't he?
He certainly was, and he wanted to make sure that the call went his team's way, was out on the field and was told, yes, it's a touchdown. Now get back on the sidelines.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. Hauschka with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 55 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than a defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what?
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Brandon Marshall with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive, 4 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Out to kick is Janikowski. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And the attention now shifts to Kelvin Benjamin. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the 2nd quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Now McCarron throwing on 2nd. And Jones has it over the middle. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Tenth carry now for McCoy. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, line it.
Now it's McCarron off play action. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. So we are at halftime here. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he is going to be brought